Hey guys, for this video I'm going to share to you some tips that you can use to complete the task on pet achievements. This sounds interesting to you, stay tuned and please watch the whole video. So starting with the catch them all achievements, the only thing you need to keep in mind is that you don't need to be the one to hatch the eggs to complete it. You can have someone give it to you or let you borrow their pet for a while. A friend or an ad account will be advantages for this. Now for the common achievements. You need 100 common eggs here. On this part, where the dog and the golden lab needs to dig seeds, I recommend you to use an army of dog or golden lab. Since their skills are not 100% success rate, it will help you finish this quickly. These two right here. For feeding the pets, just use the most common fruits or crops like carrot, strawberry, or blueberry. For gifting 5 dogs, again, having a friend or an alt account is highly recommended because no one in the public server will just accept your gift, especially if it's just a dog. I will probably say that a lot, just to emphasize the importance of having a friend or an alternative account. So please bear with me. Also take note that you must gift it, that train. So for this part where you need to mutate a golden lab, you don't need the golden lab to be age 50. To put it into the mutation machine, you can just use pet shards. The giant bean shard can still be crafted on top of the bin stock, so you can maximize that. For days, it's very straightforward. You can just sell 100 pets. Next is the uncommon achievements. For this, you will be needing a cat, a chicken, and a deer from the uncommon egg. Hence the title Uncommon Achievement. Before hatching an uncommon egg, if you have, you can use an army of ostriches. Age the cat as high as possible as soon as you hatch it. For this task, you can also use capybaras or any pet that will help you age the cat faster. For this getting of berry plants while deer is active, I use a blue bear here. So having more active deer would make you complete this job quicker. Hatching 25 eggs while chicken is active. You only need 1 chicken here, so having multiple chickens would make no difference. Also, I forgot to mention that having multiple cats will help you get the cat nap even faster. So for this one, get cat to nap 15 times, and also for this one, getting the very type crops, it will be beneficial if you have multiple cats and multiple deers. And then, here we go again, gifting 200 pets this time, so a friend or an alternative account is actually necessary for this. Just take note, you must give it the trade. You can just leave the pets back and forth from your friend or your alternative around. And then, this one right here. Lastly is to use twined pet posts. So as you can see, I haven't finished this yet. I'm still doing the crafting part. So what I would recommend you guys to use is the pet toy. Small or medium, doesn't matter. I think you need a bunch of coconut seeds for this one. I think you might still get those in the bin stop event from the green orbs. Also the pet treats. So now you may ask, well, why use the pet toy instead of the treat? Is because pet toys expires after 3 to 5 minutes, while pet treats will expire after an hour or so. So you will either wait for it to expire to be able to use it again, or find another pet to give it to. So pet toy is the best option. Moving on to the rare achievements. The requirements here are, of course, pets from rare egg, which are orange tabby, spotted deer, monkey, and rooster. So for the first task, just the same with the uncommon achievement, it just became orange tabby. Next is still the same with the task from uncommon achievement, but this time we need to use spotted deer instead of just deer, and we need to do it 200 times. Now, since it's just similar to the ones in uncommon achievement, you can just use both deer and spotted deer at the same time with 2 birds with 1 stone. I just don't have the spotted deer yet. So you will notice that some of the tasks from different tiers are almost the same, meaning they can be done simultaneously, like the harvesting of a berry using a deer and a spotted deer. So the next one is to refund 100 fruits while a monkey is active. All you have to do here is place a monkey in your garden, plant a low-tier fruit like carrot, strawberry, or blueberry, because using low-tier fruits will increase the chance of the monkey's skill to work. And then you will sell it. Sell your inventory, and then this task actually has a similar task on the legendary achievements, though this time you need to use the silver monkey and do it 300 times. So if you have the capacity to use both monkey and silver monkey at the same time, I recommend that you use it. It will save you lots of time. So using an army of each pet, normal monkey and a silver monkey will increase your chances. Okay, so going back to the rare achievements, next task is to hatch eggs while the rooster is active. So this is just the same as the one from uncommon achievement, which requires a chicken, and also it only requires it to do it for 25 times. For this time, it needs to be done 50 times. So you can use both chicken and rooster at the same time. Only one of each pet is necessary, so having more rooster or chicken will have no effects. Next is to grow a monkey to age 75. So you can use the same method like the one I said for aging the cat 50. You can also use lollipops, of course, if you can afford it. And lastly, for the rare achievement is to give 200 pets again. So this is the same with uncommon achievement. You don't have to do it again. You only need to give 200 pets once, and you will be able to complete both tasks in uncommon and rare achievement. So the next achievement, or the next tier, is the legendary achievements. For this, you will need a silver monkey, a turtle, cow, sea otter, polar bear, lollipop, a low-tier multi-harvest fruit like strawberry and blueberry, a bunch of sprinklers, and a bunch of seeds like carrots, but I recommend you use blueberry, which I will discuss later why. Okay, the first task is to refund the throwed 300 times while silver monkey is active. So I've talked about it earlier, same as the ones in their achievement. We'll move on to the next task, which is to place 100 sprinklers while turtle is active. So I don't have a turtle yet, so using basic sprinklers will be enough for this. Just 1 turtle is enough. So next task is to plant 500 crops with a cow active. So earlier I said that the blueberry would be the best for this. And the reason for that is here in the medical achievements. So there is a task here where you need to plant a leafy crop 100 times while caterpillar is active. So blueberry is classified as a leafy type of crop. So if you have both cow and caterpillar at the same time, you can use blueberry instead. If you don't, you can just use carrots for the cow. Only 1 cow is necessary here. Going back, next task is to get the sea otter to water 500 crops. So you need a bunch of crops planted on your garden here. I would recommend you to use a tomato because you can plant them so compressed. And if you have a pancake stack, you can place it near your crop so that the sea otter can easily water it. So having an army of sea otters is recommended. Next is to get the polar bear to mutate fruits 100 times. So a polar bear can mutate a plant with either chilled or frozen. with a chance of 10%. Of course, age and the weight of the pack will affect that. So the tier of crop is not important, meaning a carrot and a bone blossom has the same chance to be mutated. So having multiple polar bears is recommended. And then, lastly, for legendary achievements, is to use pipe lepel lumps. So I just acquired mine from the previous admin abuses, and hopefully you guys get some too. Otherwise, you need to wait for forever for the shop to restock it. Cause for me, I've never ever seen it even once. I've never been able to see the lollipop available in this shop under normal circumstances. I will now move on to the mythical achievement. So for mythical achievement, you will need a snail, caterpillar, gray mouse, a brown mouse, red giant ant, squirrel, leafy type of crab, like blueberry, reclaimers, and some patience. So for the first task, which is get 250 lucky harvests with a snail active. So this just means that after harvesting a crop, you must get lucky and get the crop's seed. So that's the lucky harvest. So the type of crop is important. Here, the lower the tier, the greater the chance of lucky harvest to take effect. So meaning carrot, strawberry, or blueberry are the best crops for this. Also having multiple snails is recommended. So moving on to the next task, which is to plant 500 crops while caterpillar is active. I've talked about this earlier, so I recommend you to use a blueberry for it. Not sure if strawberry will work. For me, I use blueberry since I already have it planted for the Binsta event. So for the next two, this just means that you need to age both gray mouse and the brown mouse up to a certain age with this XP as a requirement. So I'm guessing that you can't use lollipops here for this since you need to have the XP, not just the age. So moving on to the next task, which is to get 500 lucky dupes with red giant ant. So this just means that when you harvest a crop, there's a chance for it to be duplicated. So lower tier crops have a higher chance of being duplicated. And then multiple giant ants are recommended for this. So by the way, guys, so the snail and the caterpillar can be acquired from the bug egg, while gray mouse, brown mouse, red giant ant, and squirrel can be acquired from the mythical egg. Okay, so going back to the task using giant ant, this has a similar task in divine achievements, so which requires to do 750 crops using giant ant. So giant ant can be acquired from the bug egg. So using multiple ants is recommended for this. Next task for mythical achievements is to save 100 reclaimers while the squirrel is active. So if you're not aware, the skill of squirrel is that there is a chance that your reclaimers will not be consumed when reclaiming crops. Also, single harvest plants like carrots and bamboo can't be reclaimed. If you don't want to crack reclaimers, now is a good time to do the bin stock and get some reclaimers from the green orbs. Just be sure to contribute to the growth of the bin stock for those orbs to appear. Now, this is where the patience come in. So the next task is to get a squirrel to age 100. So if you have an army of rainbow capybaras, or huge capybaras, or delos, or if you're capable of spending Robux to buy lollipops, this is not a problem for you. But for someone like me, this will actually take some time. Thank God that I was able to acquire an army of a normal size capybaras. So this one just got the mega mutation. Still normal size. So if you're aiming to finish this, I think you better start aging your squirrels. And then finally, For the last task on mythical achievement, this is to obtain a golden mutation on a brown mouse. So I assume that because it says obtain, you don't have to be the one to make the mouse gold, then you can just borrow it from someone and it will be done, hopefully. I don't know if there's a gold pet card, but if there is, well and good. If there is none, then we have to use the mutation machine. This task will take ages to finish, unless you're really lucky and get the golden mutation on first try. This task, the way I see it right now, is I have to age my mouse up to 50, use the mutation machine, and hope and to get a golden mutation. So, patience. We will now proceed to the highest tier of achievements for pets, which is the divine achievement. So for this, you will need giant ant, mantis, dragonfly. All 3 pets are from the bug egg, and finally a red fox from mythical egg. So first task is to get 550 Laradups using giant ant. So it's just the same as the one from mythical achievements. I recommend that you use, if you can, multiple giant ants. Next is to get the praying mantis to use its skill 100 times. So it's very simple, like the catnap, where you just have to leave the praying mantis in your garden. I actually don't know if this will work while you're offline, so I haven't tried that. Anyways, I recommend you to have multiple praying mantis as well. And then next is for dragonfly to turn 500 fruits into gold. The same as the mantis, you just have to leave the dragonfly and let it do the job. Again, it is recommended that you use multiple dragonflies. Next is for the red fox to steal 50 seeds. So actually this seemed impossible to me but the red fox in my alt account just proves me wrong. So I once saw it steal 4 seeds straight. So actually having a friend, again, I would say this again, having a friend and an alternative account is recommended for this. Because if the garden where the red fox will steal the acid from only have low-aid crops like carrot, strawberry, and blueberry, it will be easier for the red fox to steal it. Next is to grow 3 pets to age 100. Though luckily for me, I have some Mutti Mouse on my other account, which are currently around age 90. So what I'm planning to do is just to give it to my main account before it turns 100. So your best bet, if you don't have a Marchy Mouse, is to use Starfish so that it ages faster than other pets. Next task is to mutate 100 pets. So for this, well, we need pet shards. Or, of course, you can age your pets up to 50 and mutate it. But I preferred using pet shards. The green bean again, the green bean shard can still be crafted above the beanstalk. So, well, still available. Let's start crafting it because it takes around 1 hour for it to be crafted. Although, for whatever the next event may be, there is a good chance that they will make a new craftable pet shrine. Second to the last task is to hatch 1,750 eggs. So for this, you can just use the common egg, and then it will be faster and cheaper. So you can also use a bunch of bald eagles, or kiwis, blood kiwis, or even a chicken and rooster to make the process faster. And then lastly, while you're doing the previous task, which is hatching eggs, I suppose you won't be using those dogs, bunnies in Bolden Labs. So for this last task, will be easily done along the way while you're doing this. So those are all the achievements we can do. Some more things I'd like to say before I end this video. So first is every refresh of the seed shop by all the available crops. So you will need it. This goes the same for the eggs. So once the pet shop is refreshed or rests up, go buy the eggs. Even the common egg, you will need it. And that's it, guys. I hope you get some useful information from that. If you did, please leave a comment and a like, and please subscribe to my channel. Peace out.